Good morning. This is Dr. McDaniel at GYN Corner. I'm a board-certified obstetrician gynecologist in New York City, and I'm bringing to you all things health-related for women. And obviously, I'm not in New York City again today. I'm in Florida, where it's lovely, Caribbean type of weather. And let's see, the last presentation, I spoke about a common complaint of, or a common question about taking progesterone-only birth control with a history of depression or anxiety. Today, I'm going to speak on another topic that comes up quite often. I had a visit just last week from a patient who said she was having issues with vaginal dryness, and what did I think it was from? So vaginal dryness can be due to a variety of factors, but my first question whenever anyone says I'm having issues with vaginal dryness is what medications or supplements or herbs are you taking? And then the second question is, when do you have the dryness? Is it all of the time you're just walking around, it feels irritated, uncomfortable, swollen, or burning, or it feels like you have sandpaper between your legs? Or is it only with sexual activity that you're feeling the dryness? So if you feel normal all the time, but only with any kind of sexual interaction, does it feel like you're not lubricating, you're dry? That's going to most commonly be a different source than someone who says they just always feel aware of their nether parts. So it feels irritated, uncomfortable, itchy, dry, burning, swollen, or just like a sandpaper type of sensation. So the most common medication that will affect someone and have them feeling like they're aware of their nether parts, the vagina, vulvar area is uncomfortable, that's going to be birth control pills. It's more commonly going to be one of the very low dose birth control pills rather than one of the moderate, which is still a low dose birth control pill. So the highest of the low now is the 35 mic pills. Those are considered low dose pills, but all of the pills on the market are low dose now unless you are able to find a 50 mic, and it's rare or fairly difficult for someone to find a 50 mic pill. The pills used to be 135 mics. That's why a 35 is considered very low. But now we're doing the limbo of the pills. So the 35 is the highest of the low, but you can do 30, 25, 20, 10, or 0. And the strength refers to the estrogen content. So if someone is on a 35 mic pill, it's not common for them to have complaints of vaginal dryness, but the 10 or the 20 mic pill, I won't say it's common, but it's more likely for someone to have complaints of vaginal dryness, and that's because that pill has such a low estrogen effect. What birth control pills do is they suppress your body's natural production of the hormones. So luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, or LH-FSH, and estradiol, or estrogen levels. So the body's usually relatively high levels are suppressed and they're replaced with the birth control pills levels. And 10 or 20 mics of estrogen is extremely low. So for a lot of women with that level of estrogen, it will be similar to someone who has gone through menopause, and that produces what we call an atrophic vaginitis or vaginal atrophy. And the skin of the vaginal tissues becomes very thin, very dry, fairly tight or restricted, decreases the elasticity of the vaginal tissues, and it decreases the natural lubrication of the vaginal tissues. So in those situations, what happens is I find out what medications they're taking. Any supplements or herbs, it's not common for supplements or herbs to cause vaginal dryness. There are a few herbs that can have a strongly estrogenic effect, and then because that estrogen effect can potentially suppress the estrogen production, it can occasionally, on rare occasions, cause a vaginal dryness. But more commonly, it's going to be the birth control pills. The ring doesn't really do that, nor will the shots, because they don't have estrogen, they're just progesterone and the IUDs won't do that either. So it's really just the 10 or 20 mic birth, what we call combined hormone estrogen and progesterone pills. So if someone has vaginal dryness and it's all of the time, then and they're on a low dose pill, then the options I give them are to either stop that pill for 6 months and see if it goes away within that interim, then it's definitely the pill, or they can switch to a higher dose pill or switch to the vaginal ring, or they can do 6 weeks of a vaginal supplement. Sorry. Excuse me. I don't know how to do editing or anything for this, so I can't pause and then restart. If I stop the filming, then I have to do like a part 2. I could probably figure it out if I wanted to, but it's easier just not to. So they can do a vaginal estrogen suppository for 6 weeks to give the vaginal tissues the estrogen natural lubrication that they need. Or they could try taking some supplements, natural supplements like flaxseed oil or flaxseed. Intake of flaxseed, most people who take flaxseed are going to add it to smoothies or to oatmeal or something like that. Flaxseed is a phytoestrogen, so it will naturally help support estrogen levels. Or they can do topicals like vitamin E oil, works really well. Or they can increase collagen in their diet. That will also help. And increasing their intake of water will help to retain the moisture. Coconut oil is another one that a lot of people can just apply topically to help retain moisture. So that's the most common reason for vaginal dryness all of the time, or feeling irritated or too aware of the nether parts. It's the low dose birth control pills, and some of the options to address that I gave you. In the next presentation, I will speak about other reasons for complaints of vaginal dryness. I hope that's been helpful information. Remember, we're not just on Facebook, we're also on YouTube. That's also called GYN Corner, and the podcast GYN Corner. If you appreciate and enjoy the topics, please hit the like, subscribe, and follow button. And if you have suggestions for other topics, please just leave a comment and I will always address them. As long as it's related to women, healthcare issues, or healthcare questions related to women, I'm more than happy to address them. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.